We are live. New hype with Arc Raiders, an extraction shooter for dad. Some bots.
Almost.
Damn. Look how that intonation was a bit off. Let's see if I can get it. New hype with Arc Raiders, an extraction shooter for dad. Buying some magic cards to remember the fun that he had. No new games this year, so time for Dyson Sphere, and an attempt at Silksong ends with a dad tier. Welcome to New Dad Gaming. Dyson Sphere tier.
I enjoyed that. Yeah, it was great.
That is pretty glad. Every now I make myself happy. I don't know what to tell you.
I say we were gonna pair them all into a little book, right, and put that up for.
Oh God.
Right, and then people can buy.
That'd be pretty cool.
It would be. I'm just saying.
Man, I'd love to have. Again, if for no other reason that I could have a copy and just have it on the mantle.
Yeah.
You go to our shop, you can have Trevor and Jeff's haikus, some dad haikus that are not haikus.
That's next year. We can do haikus next year.
Adult beverages are poured. The kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming. It's a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives.
My name is Trevor, and I have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Each week, we try to show that just because you became a dad
does not mean it's game over.
Now, it is weird for us to be talking pumpkin beer. It is November.
Yeah.
It's
getting up there.
Marching towards the middle of November. Now, do you have in your house any pumpkin beers left? Have you run out of supply, or there's still one around?
My supply is gone. So...
Okay, don't buy any more.
Okay, all right.
We're done. We're out of October.
That's it? Okay.
I'm just going to empty my supply. I had 2 left. And we kind of missed a few episodes, so it was gone. So I had this week's, and then I have one more to go, which I will just, I will see it through. There's no sense.
All right.
I'm not going to drink it. I might as well talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
Now this one, it by far is the most fascinating of all the ones that we've had, because I had just naturally had it during the week. There's one particular evening where it's there is nothing better than a beer tonight. I don't have anything but the pumpkin beers. So
right.
I'll just bang one of these instead and see what happens. And then but to give you a sense of the review for tonight's episode, I tried to go and buy it again so I could have it live, because this was good. I would actually buy this beer again.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is the Whitewater Brewing Co. Somewhat close to me, actually, which is kind of cool up this kind of more northern Ontario. Dark roast pumpkin spice espresso porter.
There's a lot in there.
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things.
But the real way to think about it, the way they put this together, it is a espresso porter.
Okay.
Okay, that's your base. So you get porter, which is delicious and amazing. I actually have just a Guinness with me sitting by tonight in to pay my respects to this previous beer I couldn't find again. It's sir, why are you here? Why are you trying to find pumpkin? It's November, sir. But it starts with the espresso porter.
Okay.
And then it just... And pumpkin spice is the right way to think. It's not like it's trying to take a pumpkin pie and shove it into a can. It's much more like the pumpkin spice latte thing. But they do it so subtly. It's in such a lovely type of way. Okay. So it just comes together. So it's additive. It's honestly additive to the espresso. Right? So it's not as if you're having the Starbucks milkshake that is a pumpkin spice latte. It's just... Right. It is a porter, and it's got this little thing that eventually that's kind of like the pumpkin spice thing.
Okay.
I'd buy it again, honestly. With no irony. I was going to buy it tonight again so I could enjoy it while on the episode. So we had a banger, man. This one, it actually worked out.
That's good to pull through and have we've had maybe one or two, but this one sounds like a winner, right? To rebuy it versus hey, I'll deal with it. I got it, I'll drink it. But no, this great.
What I should have done is I should have drank the beer that's in my fridge tonight, because I don't think I hope it turns out great. I don't think it's going to. So,
Oh no! So you end on a sour note. You're like,
yeah. So now that I'm saying this out loud, it's like, why did I have this now? And I have to do one more pumpkin beer. Like,
Yeah, well,
to reach these highs and just be like shunted into the earth so sharply at the end of it seems unnecessary. But yeah, so next week I'll wrap it up. I did see in the beer store when I was looking, they had like a candy cane beer.
ooh, okay, alrighty,
Like
all right.
So they're doing the Christmas. I don't know if we want to do this again.
I don't know.
Like I think we can do we'll maybe do a couple, maybe two. Maybe we'll do like two weird Christmas beers and see like what's up with it.
Well, because Christmas beers is very broad compared to like pumpkin. Right? Pumpkin beer is pumpkin,
True.
right?
That's
Christmas,
fair.
you can throw all sorts of stuff in there. So, right, you could get Christmas cake beer. You could be mint.
Let's say that
Christmas
while I'm drinking.
Yes.
I feel like, yeah, you know what? That is a fantastic point. We'll look into it. Let's have at least a couple. See how we go.
Okay.
These things are great. Again, everyone, thank you so much for sending in the suggestions throughout the year. Like, it's always awesome to hear beer suggestions and gaming dads. If you're already sipping on something that is more Christmas focused, more Christmas forward, if you will, send it into the show at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. Now, the hot new thing, the hot new game that everybody's talking about, the whole world is all speaking about this one, and we can't touch it. It's a new. I hope we don't like it because it's a new game that we're not allowed to touch. Arc Raiders. Now, I will say what I was surprised about is like this started to. I was not aware that it was coming out. Honestly, like I didn't really hear about it.
Right.
It started to show up in my feed, but just it almost did not match the hype that it was actually enjoying. Like it came across my feed, but it's sort of like this is a game that launched, just so the usual kind of thing. But there's a real scuttlebutt about it, where like a bunch of people are really clamoring for it, like clamoring around it, saying like it is really just the next game. Like people are adoring this game. Like what has like pierced your own like consumption around games, around like what this Arc Raiders represents?
Yeah, it did catch my eye. I think a few months ago, maybe in June, around E3. E3 when it used to be. And one of the things that was released in the clip was like this like spider web robot thing, and you're like, it looks kind of cool, whatever. But the depth of the world it had a guy like firing at it, but it was a long way away, right? And traditionally in any game, it's just like that bullet doesn't register for that amount or that distance, right? But it did, and it literally like jumped towards the player and like clambered through the hallway. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat because it's not a scripted event, and it like the enemy was like maneuverable and adaptable to the environment. So I'm like, okay, I'll keep this kind of on the radar. And then I saw it release, and much like yourself, just a lot on the feed with everybody kind of picking this one up. We can get into it a little bit later, but I did hesitate because of the use of AI in it.
Yeah,
which,
and that was news to me. We had that in the pre-show, so I want to hear about that. I will cover like the good part of it first,
Yeah.
and like I would like to cover that legitimately. So it's Fallout-like in the sense that like there's been this terrible surface event. I think this one, it's like AI has like taken over the world and bots, like evil robots type of thing. So everybody's gone to the ground. You are an Arc Raider, people who go up top to extract different minerals as part of a rebellion against this. So Terminator / Fallout, like all the usual. Like this is the scope, and it's extraction shooter, a la Helldivers too, almost in the sense that there's like missions and there's like degrees of missions and difficulties. You can go out and get it. So all fine. So as best I had heard, the core of it's good, fun gunplay, really interesting, difficult bots that you have to fight. Like they apparently like learn really well. Missions are interesting. Environment's awesome. Gunplay is like really tight.
Yeah.
So it hits all the note. The thing that I consistently saw, I'd be curious if you saw the same thing, was that what's interesting, it's a PvPvE. So you go out and you're doing these missions, and everybody else is too, but there is no stopping one another. You just kill each other.
Right.
Right? So you could just go, like you can kill your fellow person, take all the loot, like off you go. Right?
Yeah.
But the thing that seems to be naturally occurring in this game, for no designed purpose, is that the humans are not really fighting each other as much as you expect. Like, so for most reviewers, what you're hearing is almost this sense of like bizarre surprise. It's like, I'm not dying. Like in my 2-week playthrough, like I only got killed by like 2 people. Everybody else is just like, we kind of meet up. It's like, oh, hey, like friendly. We exchange information. We sometimes trade some stuff, and then we go our separate ways. Or like I'll pitch in and help. Like one guy was talking about the reviewer. You have only one pocket that's like your secret pocket, and it's an item that you can never lose. And the thing that he always puts there is a revival kit. Oh. Because one of the greatest experiences he had in this game is like not so much like I got this this item that I got to bring back to the base. It was that there was another fellow human that he didn't know that he's able to revive.
Oh, okay.
So if anything, that what has seemingly emerged from this game is a bizarre kindness, a community around everybody's kind of like friendly, as opposed to cutthroat, just trying to like screw each other and troll everybody. Now, is that a moment in time thing? I can't tell you that necessarily, but at the same time, certain games tend to have a reputation and sort of like a self-policing type of thing. So perhaps it like exists. Like what? So that's what I was most like in some of the reviews and takeaways. That's what I was most surprised about. Like, what are you seeing from your end, just on the gameplay and kind of community-wise?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of "don't shoot" memes going around, and I think that kind of speaks to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people are enjoying the world, the gameplay. There is just even technically speaking, what I've kind of heard or read from this is that this team who did the finals, which I played maybe briefly and then just got out because I'm like, not for me. They went deep into the Unreal Engine and like stripped away the stuff that would make it hitch. Because with any Unreal Engine game, there's always like a glitching that happens. Yeah. And in an open world game like this, that would just be detrimental to gameplay. Just how quick it is and how responsive it is, right? Yeah. So they stripped away the elements that were making it hitch, somehow kept all like the beautiful nature of UE5. And like when you see stuff go off and like the nuclear fallout, I think there's bombs that drop and stuff, like the sky opens up and the shockwave goes out. Like it's very detailed and very like, again, smooth, right? So they've done their homework and people just seem to love it, and just a game that works, right? I haven't seen too many like bugs, like game breaking bugs. There's server problems because there's so many people playing it, but that's to be expected. But yeah, everyone seems to kind of love jumping in and fighting the robots together, which is what you want in an apocalypse. Like that kind of gives a glimmer of hope. That's great.
Yeah. All the humans banding together. You like to see it.
Yeah.
We're going to be okay. It's great. It's funny though. It's just like in this year of no games. The thing about this game, like it feels like it would. Well, I'm curious about it because Helldivers 2. I'm very happy I own that. I think as far as like my repertoire of games, I think it's criminally unplayed. Like I should put more hours into it because it's just visceral fun. Like I think everything's kind of funny, tongue in cheek, Starship Trooper nonsense. Like it's great, right? So in many ways, I kind of wish I played it more. So, but even here, like you still get that compulsion of like everybody else is like you're the old man in the window working, and you look out the window and everybody's just like playing and having a good time. You're like, oh, I wish I could play this.
That's us. Yes.
But I do wonder if that's helpful almost with our buying new games, because it's like, okay, if I got this, would I really play it? Like, is this going to be my, like every night I'm going to like, try to do a 30-minute mission before I go to sleep type of thing? Or would it just kind of sit on the shelf as I play another Hades 2 round? I don't know. Like, could you see yourself getting into something like this?
I don't think so. Right? Like, if I realistically think if I would get it, you need dedicated time to play it, I think. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't just pick this up if I'm on the couch and do this, because you do need to communicate with your team. Like, you maybe don't have to, but I think that's where the bread and butter of this is. Yeah. And I don't think I would play it to its fullest extent, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think I would take advantage of everything it has to offer. But it looks neat. I mean, much like you'd be like, hey, look, everybody's having fun, right? But I don't know. There's something there that was like, again, maybe our little, thing we going on this year with no new games is helping us realize, like, hey, don't Don't worry about the FOMO
like,
too much.
Just like celebrate it from afar. Like tip your hat as you walk past, and just don't engage because you're not going to play it. You're not going to enough to really make it matter.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm excited to see it. Again, like it's one of those things. Well, how big is the team? Is this like a AAA? Do you happen to know? Like, is this like a AAA backed game, or is it a bit on the smaller side?
They are, I think, former developers of Dice who worked on Battlefield. So I don't know if they're funded through a AAA publisher in any way. But I definitely think they have some good fundraising and good.
Yeah. So let's to break it down a bit. So Arc Raiders was produced by Embark Studios. While Embark Studios is not considered a giant AAA development company in the traditional sense, it is backed by a large corporation, Nexon, and is made up of a team of developers with significant experience from large studios like DICE, known for Battlefield. In key details, Embark Studios is a Swedish game developer founded in 2018. Patrick Soderlund, former executive at EA. I think that name doesn't give me warm and fuzzies as far as I think there's some bad stuff. Company size, dedicated development team of Arc Raiders. To be clear, not because of the type of name, but just like I recall there might have been some stuff around that name.
Yes.
Dedicated developer team for Arc was notably small, around 60, much smaller. And then it's a subsidiary of the South Korean publisher Nexon. It's okay. So you can't say it's an indie hit, but at the same time, no. But it also wasn't a $1 billion 4-year conglomerate, massive like sort of nonsense. So it was sort of like tight team producing something of like that's kind of cool and interesting, and people seem to adore it. So I'll still take it as a win, except for apparently it was not. Some of the content was not without controversy, which I just learned before we went live.
Yeah, not to bring down,
not to take him down a peg,
but there is use of AI in it, to the point where it's all in the voice work, right? So they did pay, so they're very open about how they used it, and I think that's where the real trouble lies, is they're trying to normalize the use of it in something that is obviously saving them money. It's saving them money hiring people, blah blah blah. But they hired voice actors to record lines, whatever. But they have AI to learn and use it in terms of what's happening in the gameplay. So you point to something, you talk to your teammates, NPCs, whatever contextually is going on, it'll stitch it together. It'll stitch together dialogue, right? And then, the end product is something serviceable, but like it's not a recorded scripted line, right? Which they were going for more, hey, if you're in a building looking out and it's the forest and you're pointing at the robot behind the forest, it's going to actually say that in the voice versus like out there, look, right? Do you know what I mean? Like it's more direct and detailed to help with the game. And again, it's just a choice. I've seen interviews with people that they bring this point up to a voice actor. So specifically the voice actor in Baldur's Gate 3. And they're like, hey, look, what would you do if you had this game? You love this game. You want to play more of this game. But all the voice work and text-to-speech is done with AI. And that person's like, I wouldn't play it. And there's no judgment around it. It's more like that's a choice. And it's hard to, go down that. It's a slippery slope, right? I said in pre-show, like, horse armor, I think, is what this is, right? You're like, what's the big deal? If you don't like it, don't use it, don't buy it, whatever. But I think that's where we see more of it.
Yeah. So I'd say the problem I would have with it, what's exciting about it is that the thought of, when you think about the voice actors and what they have to do, it's like, okay, so we have this big expansive world. We need you to record a better part of like 2 years worth of talking. Because it's like, oh, can you get the battery from the top shelf of that old robot? So the thing, I guess that the lineage I'm trying to make is like, and I absolutely agree. What's troubling is that I think it's a slippery slope. But like to speak about the merits of it, it's almost exciting, but it's almost like you can't use it because it's Pandora's box. What I mean by that is the notion that they did pay voice actors to come in, and they were transparent about what it was going to do. I find it actually fascinatingly enabling the thought that you can take those voices and then apply it to every possible scenario. Because especially with like user content, it's like, okay, well, he threw down his backpack that distracted one of the robots, and when he came over, he shot the one in the air, and he did it. And then the AI voice that has like that tonation is able to say, oh, that's crazy how you use your backpack like that. So it enriches that particular moment. Cool. So that's where it's interesting. It's actually kind of an interesting use of the tech, where like it enables even more immersion with the situation. Now, if they were completely altruistic and like could be trusted and everything was going to be fine, like that's an interesting case, but that's not what it is. Because where it's the Pandora's box is like, hey, this worked great. Why don't we just not pay voice actors?
Right.
Yay. So like,
yeah.
So it sucks is like I'm trying to separate what's interesting about that from like, and what's cool, like actually like it, kind of like an interesting place to play with where it leads.
Right.
And which you can't do it. So it's like the tech and the contextualizing character voices to every possible scenario and kind of keeping things alive is like so cool. That's awesome. Like that's really neat. But they're not going to be good about it, and they're just going to try not to pay people, and that sucks.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate.
But, like, fair warning, right? Like that's just what's in this game. I'm glad they're not hiding it, to be honest. If they're hiding it, I think that would definitely be a lot more points off. But at least people know, and they can make that informed choice. I think you do. Maybe there's a label that's being created for games, right? Mm-hmm. That to me would actually work well, right? Because then I can make an informed choice. And if I want to do it, or somebody else wants to not do it, like that's on them to do. It's like an age rating.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So it was a label. If there's like, I don't know, almost like a tag. Like it'd be interesting ways to handle it, because it's like we can't just ruin artists and creatives' lives for the sake of bottom lines. It's like,
you can't just do that, right? Yeah, no.
So well, but anyway, not to rain on that parade. It's good that like they're open about it, so you can make an informed choice. Other than that, the game looks fascinating. I'm glad people are having a good time, and it's cool to see humanity stick together.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Gaming Dads, do you have thoughts on that? The game itself, have you played it? Do you think it's good? Is it dad friendly with short kind of bursts of time? Do you have an opinion on the AI piece? We'd love to hear from you at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. Let us shift about as far as possible away from AI. Okay. Let's get back into paper. Let's get back into killing trees and smashing them and then printing them out and putting ink on it.
Yep.
And putting silly nonsense monsters on each other, and we're gonna like battle it out for no particular reason.
Sounds good.
Buddy, we're talking about Magic the Gathering. So it's like,
whoa, we're going way back. All right. Yeah, what's happening?
So here was my gamut. Here's my thought. So we'd started to play a bit more board games in the house, and I was surprised with some of the board games my kids can handle, as far as like rules and depths and things like that.
Okay.
It's like wow, you guys can actually handle this, and like competitively, like this is like interesting, right? So okay, it's like I really love Magic the Gathering, and like I wonder if it's something I could play with them.
Okay.
Now like I'd have to go and buy some packs, but the good thing with Magic is that like real like hardcore folks will buy crazy amounts of packs trying to get like very special cards, and there's so much of it that they just throw away, right? So those become incredibly cheap. You can just purchase all these like what people consider to be garbage cards, but if you're not trying to be competitive, it's just like, all right, I'll get these and have a good time.
Yeah.
And then I'd learned so that in Magic there's kind of like a game mode called Draft. So Draft is you go either with like a bunch of buddies, or you go to like a store, you show up and you pay entrance. And what that does is like what they'll do is like, okay, this table, U4 or whatever the number is, here are like you get like 20 packs of new cards. We're going to open up the first one, we're going to lay them out, and then one at a time, randomly, you're going to choose which card you want. And over the course of those new packs, you try to cobble together a deck that then you compete against each other. So it's called like draft play. So you show up without a deck, any cards, you buy in, that buys a bunch of card packs that everybody gets to draw from, and then like you're picking one card at a time, trying to put together a deck. Now that sucks from a dad's standpoint. It's like that's just constant money. I don't have time. Not to mention I don't know how to play Magic. I'm not good at it. I'd probably pick it's like, oh, this land card looks good, and they're just like laughing their heads off. It's like, look at this idiot. So, but I'd always thought it's like, wouldn't it be cool if you could just do that, but with a card you already own?
Right.
And like,
Okay.
But it's totally a thing. It was absolutely a thing this whole time. So it's called like, damn it, I had the word from it too. Draft box. Hold on. I think it's like cube draft. Let's check. I don't want to anger the Magic fans.
No, you better get this right, otherwise it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. What is Magic the Gathering cube draft?
I do like how this created an opportunity for you to go get more cards, though. You're like, hey, look.
Yes. Okay. So that is it. So it is cube. So basically, so you put together like what can be as much if you're relatively good at it, you put together what could be a couple of decks, smash it into a box, and then that's what everyone drafts from, and you just like draw randomly, put it out. So off to eBay, which ended up being like the cheapest spot, and for like $20, got this like huge ass box of Magic cards. Yeah, just like random, right? And this is like castaways. Nobody wants them. They're just commons, like nothing really good. And it's like, cool. Okay, so I'm going to organize them into colors, and I'm going to try to like do this cube thing. It's so complicated, Jeff. Like I can't. The reason I used to play the app sometimes, and I stopped because I was completely lost all the time because I had no idea what anything was happening.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, I'm going to play this enhanced artifact that's going to give me 6 tokens that will expire on the 3rd turn, which also allows me to enter into a dungeon. If my dungeon crawler goes here, my 2/2 wing creature can then circumvent that. And just like, what are you talking about?
Oh, geez. Okay, yeah.
It's like I have a 1/1 goblin I'd like to punch your face with. And that's it. Like, I don't understand. So I thought buying the basic ass throwaway cards would circumvent that, and I couldn't have been more wrong. So many of these are so complicated. Like, I don't know what they do. Which again, it's not to insult dads. This isn't gaming dads. Some gaming dads would totally understand it and they like the complexity. This is me. And especially then, and then my 10-year-old, because I'm trying to. What I'd want to have is like some are just creatures and they attack. Other ones are, they have flight. To stop a flight creature, you need to have flight or reach. You know what I mean? It's like the basic of the basic.
Yeah, as one would.
Then we open up this one. So up to 2 target creatures get +2/+2 until end of turn. If you control an artifact and an enchantment, those creatures also gain lifelink until the end of turn. What the hell's lifelink, Jeff? I don't know.
You tell me.
Job select. When this equipment enters, there's equipment now. When this equipment enters, create a colorless hero creature token, then attach it. Equipped creature gets this and is a monk in addition to its other types. It's like, God, man, I just like I don't know what any of these things do. Hey, oh no way, it's one of my favorite Final Fantasy. What is cool, like too, like so they had a bunch of like the Final Fantasy ones as well. So it's like Ash from Final Fantasy 12.
Nice.
Shout out. So anyways, like, what I'm hoping is that there's enough basic ass cards in here.
Yeah.
Like, this is a goblin. This goblin is 2/2. It punches things, and that's it. But like, man, so many of these are just so confusing.
See, this is where I relate to my 15-year-old who picked up the One Piece game. It's not as intense as Magic, but it does have all those like attributes, and if it links with this, then it goes and does some other thing. And like he has all that down to a T, and I look at it and be like, where is the instruction manual? It's got to be like 17 chapters on how all this works, and I'm not in here to work more.
See, I think my kids could handle this.
I think so. Yeah.
So this is a rabbit scout. It is a creature.
Okay. Perfect.
It's like whenever, but he has something. So he's a 3/2, but then he's got like he's got a bit of spice on top of him. Whenever another creature you control enters, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn.
Okay.
So that's like when you play a new creature, it gets +1/+1.
Yeah, I can remember that. That's cool.
Fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Great.
Okay. Neat. We're on board. We're doing fine.
Yeah.
I want to find like anything else. Hold on. There'll be another one. Like job select. There's goddamn.
Like, how are you supposed to
Shaws.
remember that all ongoing, right? Even your opponent is probably supposed to remember what's going on, right? Just in case there's some
That's the
cheating
thing,
going
just-
on. I don't know.
You have to, right? Because if you don't call them on it, just like stuff is going on. So it's like, it's the last one. This is like, I won't keep complaining. This is, and again, this is apparently Final Fantasy. I don't recognize the character at all.
Oh, I don't know.
Fish of some type. Anyways. When this creature enters, you lose 1 life and create a treasure token. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, surveil 2. Now, treasure token, I don't know what a treasure token does.
Yeah, what does it do? Do you have to acquire it? Like, how do you acquire it?
Yeah, surveil, I know, like, you can look at their their next couple cards, so you get to see like what they're going to be up to.
Right.
Man, but just I'm browsing through. It's like it might not work. Like it's
Okay.
just there's...
So I've pulled out my booster pack that I got because I finally found it.
Okay, what do you got?
And I have like forest, basic land, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'm just like leading that off. But then I would be like, here is a summon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can you use summons at any time? Like, I don't know. But this creature deals damage equal to the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard to target creature on opponent controls. What?
Pardon?
And then wizards, you get control, get +1 and +0 until the end of the turn. When I looked at these, I'm not sure. I do have a rabbit scout. Was that the one you were looking at?
I think it might have been. That'd been hilarious. Yeah, Rabbit Scout.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
look
got
at
a little
us,
rabbit scout. Yeah.
Hey, look at us
okay.
going.
See, like I could play the rabbit scout. I don't think I could summon anything.
But if anything, when I'm trying to recreate, I'll say this, like the Final Fantasy thing, like it is really cool because that's like what's his name, the boss, like the clown guy.
Oh yeah. I got Kefka's laugh in here.
Yeah, the guys are crazy. What I'm trying to create is I can remember when we first. Oh, sorry, last one. I swear to God, but this is like just Cactar.
Yeah. Cactar. Yeah.
We're talking. Anyways, I'm trying to recreate this. I can remember when like me and my buddy first got some cards. And we were just sitting in his living room that one afternoon, just putting down a couple cards, and like we're battling a little bit and like going back and forth, and just the nonsense of it, the fun of it, like and with the way my kids have sort of glommed onto heroes and like video games and everything else like that, like they're kind of in the wheel space. So the thought of like if we can do these sort of drafts, cobble together kind of silly little decks and just have a little bit of battles, it seemed like it could be a fun thing to do. Now, and notably again, like this is like that this thing of cards was like $20, $30. Like it doesn't break the bank.
Yeah.
So I'll keep you posted. I don't know if it's going to work out.
You're gonna have some homework. That's all. You just need to go do some research. Come back from the archives.
I just imagine too, like they would if they liked it, they could probably go so deep, and then they'd be making fun of me for not being able to understand advanced strategy, as opposed to just wanting to like bash some things into each other a little bit.
Yeah, and then that's where you come in. Well, back in my day,
Oh my God, we had trample and we liked it. That was it. So I don't know, gaming dads. If you try to bring your kids into an old thing that you liked and are finding it a bit complicated to do so, reach out at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. Now, speaking of complications, the year of no games has granted you a bit of time to sink your teeth into what looks to be a horrifically complicated game, but one that you're digging.
Yeah. Again, like you said, this is an automation game. So Dyson Sphere Program is a fully, like if you think Factorio or Satisfactory, that's this game where you're trying to set up a production line, right? And you might be thinking like, oh, I could see that, that you figure out what mineral goes into this thing and it creates another mineral and whatever other element that you need. That's great on a 2-day space, but Dyson Sphere Program, you are literally doing it on planets, among multiple planets in a solar system, among multiple solar systems, in order to create a Dyson Sphere, which is a big like ring-like structure around a star, and you need a lot of mass to create that ring. So it is beyond the scope of anything that I've played ever, but I've really sunk my teeth into it because I haven't had the urge to buy a new game, right? Like it's that opportunity is kind of like it's softly taken away, I think. And it kind of allowed me to really get into the nitty-gritty of this game. And it's still like early access. I've had this game for a number of years. I just haven't really jumped in. And man, I am locked in. I will talk to my wife at night and be like, honey, listen, I just set up an interstellar transit system to get, pure silicone down into my planet so I can make glass to fire it up into this Dyson Sphere. And she's like, thank you. Please stop.
You're like, no. Let me reiterate that. Pure silicon.
I'm just saying.
You're not getting it. Like, I need you to...
you're not hearing me here. That took a lot. But anyway, this has eaten up my life. It's an amazing game for anybody that wants to check it out. It's pretty cheap. Again, early access does not mean it is pretty much feature complete. There's a ton of stuff to do in this game. And kind of like Magic, like when you learn the kind of ins and outs, because it is very overwhelming. But it kind of baby steps you along, and I am doing like calculations in my head to figure out like optimal production line, because otherwise you get gaps and then this other thing doesn't work, and your whole world of what you're trying to do is kind of like chaos. And then you go to another planet and you're like, why was I here? And it is, if you really like automation games, even if you don't, I suggest you give it a shot, because it is really well crafted and it runs complete. I'm playing this on the Steam Deck, so if I can love it there, I think a lot of people can love it on like their PCs. I don't think it's on a console yet, but I would really recommend. Again, automation games. I never thought I would really love them, but I do. So maybe I need to.
Are you finding it to be like a chill dad experience in that? Like, is there a big bad? Is there a time period? Is there like, will things explode if you don't do enough in a certain time period? Or is it just you have to figure out how to get enough?
So I started a default, which adds an enemy into the game, right? Okay. And before I was like, oh, crap, right? And all the nodes and the mining stuff, like all the ores do run out. And I'm like, oh, crap. But I was so far into the game that I'm like, okay, let me just feel it out. And those things are there actually to get you to expand. Like I dislike enemies and timers and countdowns and ore running out and like breakable weapons kind of thing. But that kind of pushes you to do more. That being said, all the options are available to like turn that off, make ores unlimited, make every mineral unlimited, and you can just like sit back and like let it ride. It totally up to you. You can even craft solar systems that are like way more planets or less planets, like whatever you want to do, right? So it's very customizable to whatever experience. I would tell you to give it a shot on default, though, if you're going to try it. As a person that doesn't like timers or countdowns or like exhausting mineral deposits, it's been really fun trying to figure out the puzzle of trying to keep it all going.
It's got a little bit of Mario Galaxy energy in the sense that the world is sort of tiny sized relatively. Yeah. You're kind of walking around it.
Yeah, you just rotate it around. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, it's not like this massive, you can't see the end in sight. It's like a little glob of land in space.
I will say, like, with the entirety of our Don't Buy New Games year, I was kind of hoping that this would be what happened to me, where it's like, oh, there was this game that was always on my list, and I went back and played it.
Yeah.
But instead it just ended up being a game like I barely played anything. The only thing I started with that was Elden Ring. That's one thing I was able to get into.
Oh,
probably
yeah.
Most played of the year. But other than that, like, it's mostly just...
You had Hades 2. You had Hades 2 there. Like, it was...
I know, but now, at the end of it. So, I think the entire year was basically Spider-Man, Elden Ring, and now Hades. And it's like, so there was no beautiful hidden gem that was just sitting in that list that I finally conquered. And it's so... I'm super glad to hear that this is, scratch your itch, and normally would have been something that you didn't spend time on because you had new stuff coming in.
Exactly, and that's just it. I would maybe be, a couple hours in and be like, all right, on to the newest game. Let me go back into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Let's...
on to Arc Raiders. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Oh, that's great to hear. Hey, let's wrap it up real fast. We teased a little bit that you had played a little bit of Silksong. At the request of your kid, which is we're not going to count that against the new games thing by any means. But
Yeah.
what was your experience with Silksong? Easy?
I am so bad at this game, and my 15-year-old was kind of disappointed in what I was doing. Just like, hey, Dad, go down this like path or whatever, and then I ended up dying, and I hadn't saved yet because the saves are so far apart. And he's like, "Okay, go again." And I'm like, "No, that's the gaming session for tonight. That was a good 25 minutes. I'm kind of worn out. I didn't accomplish anything, so we'll just leave that for now. We'll come back to it later. Don't worry." But he's adamant about me playing it and getting to the location he's at because he's pretty far already. So
25 minutes with zero progress.
Yeah,
Just like wasted progress in the sense that you don't even get to use it again.
I don't because it's kind of like Elden Ring. You have to go back for your things that you dropped. So like all your money is down by your corpse. So if I die, like it's gone. Oh well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I have zero interest in playing this. I'm glad people like it. I don't. I'm not going to. Just like, oh, thank you.
Don't. Yeah, maybe mod it. I don't know. We'll
Even
see.
then, I don't know. Maybe if it's like infinite life, infinite health.
Yeah.
It might be kind of interesting just to putz around in, but
Right.
we'll see. Not on top of my list for the new game once our year is done. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. If you like the show, you can find us on all the major podcast networks. Look us up on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Caster, anywhere where you get your podcasts. Search for New Dad Gaming. If you do find us on there, things that really do help out the show, and Jeff and I would be eternally grateful, is if you would go ahead, like it, subscribe to it, rate it, leave a comment. All these actions just really helps us in the algorithms, get us out to as many gaming dads as possible. We can build up a posse of old school Magic the Gathering players where there's like very few things you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
Keep it wholesome, keep it basic, see where it gets to. So all this, if you have any questions about the show, if you have your own thoughts, if you have your story, if you like Magic, if you're into Dyson's Sphere Program, if you've been joining us on the No New Games this year, anything of the above, one of the greatest parts about this show is talking with other gaming dads. Reach out to us at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. We can feature a story on air or just otherwise have a conversation, which we often do with our listeners. So please reach out. We'd love to hear from you. Everybody, thank you again so much for listening. Until next week, my name is Trevor, and I have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 15-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a card that says Magic Damper. Target creature you get to control is +1/+1, gains hexproof until the end of the turn. Untap.
Oh man, it's just like exhausting. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them in your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Flashback. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then exile it. Cool. Just like
This is why I think the app or any sort of digital version of this might be helpful. It might help train.
not really, just like because like
No?
because it just things fly around like nonsense. Like things are just happening, and you're like, am I playing or am I just a spectator? Did I do good?
It's very pretty. Yeah.
Oh, thanks everybody. Just remember, just because you became a dad
Does not mean it's game over.